Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Now, with every new term, we get a list of what all has been accomplished by the new President of the United States in their first 100 days. Working class people get 90 days to get up to speed in their new job or role. Now, if you want a comprehensive guide full of strategies on how to get up to speed faster and smarter in your new job or role, religiously read the book which I'll be walking through today, The First 90 Days by Michael D. Watkins. See, with every new transition, you're being analyzed and scrutinized. You're being evaluated on who you represent as a leader or as a manager. So you need to build credibility, secure early wins, and build momentum to propel you further. See, every transition materially affects the performance of roughly dozen other people, bosses, peers, direct reports, and other stakeholders. Even you're having the effects of someone else's transitions being inflicted upon you. Now, you need to reach a break even point early. You need to move swiftly from net consumer of value of company's resources to net contributor of value to the company. Now, here are some traps you need to be aware of. Sticking with what you know, attempting to do too much, trying to come up with the solution, and not learning about the cultural and political dimensions. Now, you need to build virtuous cycles and not vicious cycles of momentum. So, take the right decisions. So, what will work? Prepare yourself well, be systematic and focused on what you learn and how, clearly diagnose the situation and then develop an action plan and build your team. We'll discuss all of these one by one. Let's talk about issues related to promotions. First, you need to learn to strike the right balance between keeping the macro view and getting into the weeds. Second, you need to delegate effectively. If you're leading a 5, 50, 500 or 5000 person organization, delegation issues will be different. Now, as you rise, the issues will become more complex, and at a higher level, the other players are more capable and have stronger egos. So, build effective alliances and build your appropriate leadership presence. Now, let's talk about onboarding into a new company. First, getting oriented to the business means learning about the company as a whole and not only your specific parts of the business. Second, it's also essential to develop the right relationships as soon as possible. And lastly, be sure to check and recheck expectations once you formally join your new organization. Now, you need to have a learning agenda in place, a systematic learning process. The agenda tells you clearly what are your learning priorities, what do you most need to learn. So, who will be your best sources of insight? See, in that following diagram, customers, distributors, analysts, suppliers, these will be your valuable external sources of information. Your internal sources of information will be the salespeople, people in the operations department, the old timers of the organization, cross functional integrators, and the top management and staff. Now, the author has given a model here called as the STARS model. Now, this is an acronym for the 5 common business situations that business leaders may find themselves in: startup, turnaround, accelerated growth, realignment, and sustaining success. Now, the eventual goal for all these situations is the same: a successful and thriving business. Let me give you a footballing analogy to explain these situations. Manchester City in 2008. This was a startup situation with Mark Hughes as the manager. Now, the issue here was assembling the capabilities to get the new initiative off the ground. The challenges were recruiting together a high performing team. Manchester City signed Robinho over here, and the opportunities were that people were energized by the possibilities. Now, Chelsea in 2015. This was a turnaround situation with Goose Hiddink as the manager. Now, in this situation, it was saving a business widely acknowledged to be in serious trouble. The challenges were that it was about making effective decisions under time pressure. Chelsea were under the relegation zone over here. Now, the opportunities were that a little success goes a long way. Manchester City in 2016. This was a period of accelerated growth with the club signing Pep Guardiola. Now, in this situation, it was managing a rapidly expanding business. The challenges were that integrating many new employees was there. So, Manchester City signed Benjamin Mendy over here. The opportunities were that the potential for growth helped to motivate people. Now, Real Madrid in 2016. This was a realignment problem with Zinedine Zidane as the manager. It was about re-energizing a previously successful organization that now faced problems. The challenges were that it was about convincing employees that change was necessary. The opportunities were that people wanted to continue to see themselves as successful. Now, Bayern Munich in 2013. This was a sustaining success situation with Pep Guardiola as the manager. It was about preserving the vitality of a successful organization and taking it to the next level. The challenges were about finding ways to take the business to the next level. Bayern Munich signed Lewandowski over here. The opportunities were that people were motivated to continue their history of success. Now you will inherit A players, B players and C players. So how do you evaluate them? Divide 100 points among the 6 criteria: competence, judgment, energy, focus, relationships and trust. Now evaluate the direct reports based on the relative weights that you give these criteria. Now set one of these criteria as your threshold issue, meaning that if a person does not meet a basic threshold on that dimension, nothing else matters. Now in times like these, when you have virtual teams, how do you build a team? First, try to bring the team together early if at all possible. Second, establish clear norms about communication. Third, provide structure for virtual team interactions. And lastly, do not forget to celebrate successes. So that was a deep dive into a good portion of the book. Now if you're interested in learning about negotiation, managing yourself and creating alliances and much more, be sure to check out the book. Now if you watched till the end and found this video useful, do give a thumbs up and subscribe to help support the channel for more such content in the near future. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one. See you!